Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to create a custom selling site. As you know, when you get the Investment Dominator, you have a built-in selling website, and the selling website is really your available properties that you have for sale when they're in the right status. For example, you're closing on the property, or you have them already closed on and you own them and you're ready to market them. As you add pictures to your property records and set them to public, they show up automatically on your built-in selling site. And as well as the descriptions that you write and the titles and information that you set in there. Here's I'm showing you an example of the built-in selling site as it comes with the Investment Dominator. Now, some of you may not like the style of this page and you want to change it, as well as maybe some of the content, like some of the terminology and things like that. And so what I want to show you in this tutorial is how do you create a custom selling site or a custom page or landing page that includes all of your listings and functions the exact same way as your selling site, as your built-in default selling site does, where it automatically posts the listings when they are moved into a particular status. And the page I'm going to show you how to create is this one right here. You can see that it is a different format in the terms of we have 3 listings showing. It kind of looks a little bit more like a Craigslist or a Pinterest type setup. Also, you'll notice that we have some custom content up there. You'll notice that it's actually pulling the same information as the default selling site does, because it's functioning the exact same way. So if I add a property under complete ready to sell and it's set to public, then it's going to automatically show up on this custom page as well. Now, the other thing about this custom page is if I click on one of these listings right here, because it says 35% off all lots. Now, if I am an interested party, I come across this website and I click on one of these listings, like, oh, this looks good. I click on it, up comes a pop-up box, and I click on view available lots, and then I go to the complete listing, which is the selling site. I can go and view the details and things like that. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you how to create this page. It's actually quite simple, and here's how I did it. Okay, so you're going to want to go into your admin console, and you want to click on Customize Site, because we're adding a custom page to the website. Once you're over here, you want to click on Custom Pages and Posts. And in this case, I have already a custom page in here set, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. So in order to do that, I'm going to click Create Custom Page. Now, up here at the top where it says Page Type, I want to change this to a blog type page. Because even though we're not creating a blog, the listing functionality works off of the blogging mechanism. So we're going to change this to a blog type, and we're going to set the status to public so that it shows up on our website, or it's accessible on our front end of our website. The next thing is we're going to give it a title, so I'm going to call this Deals. And the page URL is going to be whatever my website name is, /deals, and I can customize that here if I would like, but I'm going to keep it as Deals. And since this is going to be a page off of my selling site, I'm going to make sure that the menu is set to the selling site menu. The other thing that I want to do is I'm going to scroll down a bit, and down where it says show logo, I do want to show the logo, but I want to make sure that I'm showing the selling site logo. So I'm going to change the logo to selling site logo. The next thing that I can choose is whether to show the banner or not, the banner area. And if I do, then what banner do I want to display? So in this case, I'm going to show the selling site banner. And do I want to show text on that banner? I'm going to go ahead and click yes. And then I can write some custom text in here, like let's go ahead and write 30% off all lots, and then ... That's going to be the text that displays on top of my banner. I'm going to go ahead and save this record at this point by clicking Add. All right, now you can see here that I've got my new page called Deals, has been created. And if I click on the link called deals, I can actually bring up the page. And you'll notice here that all that it shows is my banner that I created, which says 30% off all lots. There's nothing in terms of properties yet being displayed. So that's okay. The second step that I want to do is I want to create a post. All right, so I'm under I'm still under the custom pages and post section. I'm going to go ahead and create a custom post. Now, where it says post type, I'm going to change this to what's called a merge post. This is what differentiates it from just a regular blog post to a property post, or something where you can pull information from the CRM's database. So we're going to change it to merge post. We're going to set the status to public so that it displays online. And I'm going to name this, I'm going to give it a title, just call it deal. Okay, because this is going to represent a deal that we're merging in, or a property. Because I could easily call this property. That might be actually a better terminology for this. So each one of these merge posts is going to represent a property. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to attach this merge post that I'm creating to the blog page that I created earlier, which was called deals. So under where it says add to page, I'm going to select deals, and this will attach this merge post to this deals page that I created earlier, this one right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Now, where it says merge list, it's important to change this option to land deals. Okay, because I want to pull from my land deals database. And here where it says record status, I want to make sure that I'm going to be pulling only the records that fall within the complete ready to sell, and if I have it set to open escrow detailed research, because this will allow me to display the properties that I'm currently buying, and I have under contract, as well as the properties that I've already purchased and I definitely own and want to sell. So anytime a property record, a land deal, hits one of these status, or it gets saved under one of these statuses, it's going to automatically display on this page that I'm going to create. All right, the other thing that I want to do here is I want to start to build how my listing is going to, what information my listing is going to display. So up here, I'm going to put my cursor in the post content area, and then where it says insert merge field, I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click on where it says property listing is what I'm looking for. So here's the property listing section. And I want to pull the property headline that I set in the database. And what this does is it adds a little tag here. This is called a merge field. And wherever the property's headline, whatever the property headline is, it's going to pull that into this, this listing here that I'm creating. Then the other thing that I want to pull is the image. So if you see here, there is a property featured image, and I want to pull this image. So I'm going to click on that, and that's the featured image. Now, if I go ahead and click add, this is going to save this at this time. I'm going to click add, and so I've got my deals blog page right here, and I've got my merge post. Now I'm going to click back on the blog page right now and refresh it, and you can see here it's pulling in the information, but it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. Okay, and that's because I haven't really added any kind of styling information. All I did was tell this system to pull in the headline, which it is, and the featured image. But I'm not telling it how, what look it needs to be in. Now, in order to adjust the look of the page, you want to add what's called style information, or CSS. So you might need the help of a HTML or CSS coder at this point. You can find them on Fiverr. You can find them on Upwork. These types of jobs right here are very quick and easy, because what they're going to do is give you some styling information code that you can save in to your custom page. And let me show you how that works. So, for example, if I want to change the headline here, all I need to do is go back into my merge post. So I'm going to go back into my merge post. I'm going to click edit. And right where I have this headline right here, I'm actually going to add a font style to it. So I'm going to actually make it a much bigger headline. And I'm going to make the font size 20. And I'm also going to change the font to Times New Roman. You can see here that it changes the style of that. And I'm going to go ahead and click edit, which is going to save it. And go back to this information here. And you can see that my font has changed. The size of it has changed also. So you can see right here I'm adding style information. Now that's one way to add it. There's another way to add style information, and that is by adding style tags to the custom page. So if I go back to the blog page that I created earlier, and I click edit, there's a section right here called page tracking code that we just left blank earlier, and you can actually put in this section what's called a style tag, and it looks just like this. Okay, so this is your style tag. Now, in HTML, you do have to close it out, and closing out this tag looks something like this. So it's pretty straightforward. You open it with the word style, and then you indicate that it's being closed by this little / character. Now, anything in between here is going to manipulate the page in terms of style. So, for example, if I want to manipulate the size of this image, all I need to do is right-click over the image and choose Inspect. Now, I am using the Chrome browser to do this, so it does vary by browser. But in Chrome, I right-click over the image, and you can see that I have an image tag here. Now, what I'm really looking for is what is the class of this image. So, if I look right here, it says listing pics is actually the name of the class, and then within that, I've got an image tag. Also, I can see that everything is surrounded by this class called listing. So if I copy that out, and I go back into this style tag information, I can actually add some style information. Now, you do need to know a little bit about how to add these tags here, and that's why I referred to getting somebody on Fiverr to do this for you, or Upwork. But assuming you know a little bit about styling, or if you Google how to add style tags, if I add this listing and I just put a space here and I put in the words IMG, which is my image tag, you can see that I'm going to be accessing this listing area, and then within that, I'm going to be accessing the image tag right here. Okay? And that's what this image is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the width of this image to 100% of the page, okay, or the area that the image is in. Now I'm going to go ahead and click Edit to save that, and when I refresh the page here, you can see that I changed the size of the image to 100% of that area. Okay, and this is just to illustrate to you how you can manipulate the different sections of the of your custom page. Now, one thing I do want to say is once you set these style tags, then you're good to go. You don't have to come back in here and edit them anymore. They're just kind of set. So it is worth paying $5 for somebody to create these style tags for you, so that you can get the exact look that you want. And basically all you have to do is paste it under this page tracking code section. As long as it's within these style tags, you're going to be just fine. Now, for demo purposes, I actually have already created a bunch of styles, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and remove what I had typed in earlier, and I'm going to paste in the styles I created earlier. Now you can see there's a lot more style information in here that I created. It's not too much, but there is quite a few styles that I'm trying to manipulate in here. And I'm going to go ahead and post this in the help article so that you can actually take a look at this style information. You could adjust it if you want, or you could even send it on to your HTML developer that you hire on Fiverr or Upwork, and they can adjust it however they see fit. or based on your design. So I'm going to go ahead and save this information by clicking Edit. That's going to save it. And we'll go back to this page right here, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh the site. Now you can see when I added those styles, all of a sudden it starts to look like the page that I showed you earlier that we're trying to recreate. Alright, now it doesn't quite look exactly right, and you'll notice that it's not functioning the way that I showed you before, where if I click on the listing, nothing's really happening. There is no pop-up happening. And that's because I haven't added the pop-up. Now, in order to add the pop-up, all you need to do is go to, there's two things that you have to do. You have to add the pop-up content itself, and that is done under your blog page. So you're going to click under Edit here under your blog page, and up in this area where it says Page Content, we are going to add a merge field called pop-up content. Okay. Now this pop-up content, nothing really displays here on the front end. For example, if I go ahead and save this, I'll show you. Nothing really happens here. Okay. There's no pop-up because it's actually hidden in the background. But let me go back to this area. Inside of this tag right here where it says pop-up, you can actually put content. So if I write a little bit of a headline in here like sign up to get 30% off all properties listed. Okay, this is going to be my content. I'm going to highlight this content as well and make it a headline, and so it's nice, big, and bold. Now below that content, I want to put in my opt-in form. So I'm going to just add a little space here, or go down one, and under where it says merge field, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to put in the opt-in form. Okay, so basically my pop-up is going to be sign up to get 30% off all properties listed, and then it's going to have a form right below that where people can sign up and then go to your listings and view all the details. So I'm going to go ahead and save this at this time, and just to show you, I'm going to go to the page again. You see that nothing really happened here because the pop-up again is kind of being generated in the background. Now, in order for us to unhide it, we need to add a little bit of an action to this merge post. So we want to go back into the merge post now, and in this view here, I'm going to just go ahead and delete what I had done earlier because I'm going to start over on this. What I actually want to do in the beginning is I want to add a merge field called Popup Link. Okay, now this link right here, I'll show you. Whatever is in the middle of this where it says Popup Link is actually going to be a link itself. So if I save this, I'll show you what I mean. All you're going to see is pop-up link, pop-up link, pop-up link. If you click on it, up comes the pop-up. Okay, so that's kind of how that pop-up link merge field works. So if we go back into here, I'm going to change where it says pop-up link. I'm going to take that content out there, and instead I'm going to put in my headline again. So under merge fields, I'm looking for my property headline, and then right below that, I'm going to put my image. So and I want the property featured image. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that and show you what that looks like, just so that we're all on the same page. So it's starting to look good. It has the headline up top. It's got the image. Now when I click on it, nothing is happening. So let me see what happened here. Pop-up link. Sometimes you have to go under the source code tab. So I'm going to click on the source code, and I can see what's happening here. There's a bunch of paragraphs that were added that we want to actually remove. We only want the merge tags to actually be displayed here. So I'm going to delete all this right here and only have the merge tags. Now the other thing that I noticed is I actually didn't add a button. So let's go ahead and add a button while we're here. So again, I'm going to put this code into the article. so that you could just copy and paste it. But for now, I'm going to create a little section, which is called a div. And we already have a style for a button, and that style is called it's called a button, just like that. And so the content of the button, or the text inside the button, I'm going to say view deal is going to be my content. And then I'm going to close out that section with this /. So here's the opening of this section, and here's the closing of that section. All right, I'm going to actually include this in the help article so that you can just copy and paste this code under the source section. And you should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and update that and take a look at my page. You see here my button added. It already has the styles built in. Like I said, we have that a button style already configured within the application. The other thing is I can click on it. Up comes the pop-up box, okay? Because no matter where you click on the picture, you click on a button, doesn't matter. It's all going to bring up this this pop-up right here where somebody can opt in. Now, the only thing I don't like here is the I don't like the titles of these. I want to make them a header size. So what I'm going to do is go back in here one more time, go under my merge post, and go under the source code here. And what I'm looking for, I'm going to take these paragraph tags out that keep getting added. What I want to do is, whereas the headline here, I'm going to type in my H2 tags, which is a header 2 tag, and this will make it a little bit more bolder, a little bit, it'll stand out more. And again, I'm going to copy this this code over to the help article so you can just copy and paste it and adjust it as needed. So you don't really have to worry about too much. But I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then I'll show you what the result is. You can see here we've got a nice bold headline, we've got a picture, we've got a button, and when you click on it, up comes our headline that we created and this opt-in form, which actually does work. So if you test a person and you opt in, it's going to add this record to my buyers list. But it also now redirects me to the official listing site, which does have all the details. So people can click on the listings and view the rest of the details, go back to your other listings at that point. So, so yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, how to create a custom page. Now, let's just, in summary, let me show you the difference between the two pages. So here is the built-in site that comes with your investment dominator. When you click on view details, it actually brings up the details page, and the listings look like this. Here's the custom page that we created. It's pulling in the exact same information, same thumbnails, same properties, but when you click on view deal, up comes an opt-in page. Now, we've actually tested this style of a landing page before, and we have gotten really good results as far as opt-ins and follow-up buyers from those advertisements. We've run pages like this off of LandWatch and Craigslist and eBay Classified. So play around with this. I wanted to show you that you could actually, this is just one example of how you can manipulate the styles to make it look exactly the way that you want it to show up, and also add in that cool little feature of when somebody clicks, adding a pop-up with an opt-in form. And again, we didn't use too much custom code, but we did add some custom styling via a style tag. And again, that can be generated by somebody that knows HTML or CSS. And you can find people that do that on Fiverr.com for like $5, or even Upwork.com, which is another site you can just post any job on and find people to help you out. So I hope this explains our merge post functionality and give you some ideas on how you can sell more properties.